In this video, we will look at logical operators that are available to us in Python. So, logical operators are operators which are used to check for logics. That is, you can do logic checks using these operators. Now, there are three logical operators that are available to us in Python. Those are AND, OR, and NOT. Each of them is used to check for logics, and the operands work in such a way that depending on the condition it is going to give us a boolean value of true or false. So let's look at all the operators in our Python notebook. Okay, so now we are inside the Jupyter notebook, and let's say for simplicity's sake I'm going to declare two variables called a, which I'm giving the value of true, and b, which is the other boolean value, I'm giving it as false. So we have these two variables, a is true and b is false. Now, when we talk about the AND operator functions in such a way that if both our conditions are true, only and only then it is going to give us an output of true. Otherwise, it is going to give us the output as false. So in our case, we have A and B, and not both of them are true. B is false. So when we say A and B, so you can see these logical operators get highlighted in green. Okay. So when you write A and B and you run the cell, you get the value of false because here not both the conditions are true. Okay. If I have to give you another example of, let's say, if we want to use the previous set of operators and we are also applying the logical operators in the same place. That is, I want to use comparison operators along with logical operators. We can even do that. So for example, my first condition is, let's say, 10 greater than 8. Now I'm using the logical operator AND. Next condition I'm putting here is 20 greater than 15. So as we know, both these conditions are true. 10 is greater than 8 and 20 is greater than 15. And when we write this AND operator in between them and we execute this, we get the value of true. Because both the conditions are true, that's the reason after the logical operation AND returns the final output to be true. If both weren't true, like in the above case, one was true, other was false, final output would have been false. Okay. The next operator that we have is the OR operator. Now, OR operator works similar to AND, the only difference being that, as the name indicates, OR, that is, either one of the conditions should be true. So either A should be true or B should be true. Then we would be final output will come out to be true. So here, if we write the same statement now, A, and instead of AND, I'm going to write the operator OR, A or B. And if we run this, we get the final output to be true. This is because A is true, B is false, but OR operator, any one of the conditions should be true. Only then the final output will come out to be true. Okay, now let's say what happens if both my conditions are false. So for this, I'll apply, let's say I say 5 greater than 10 or 5 greater than 20. both the conditions are false. Even though we apply the OR condition now, the final output should be false. Okay, now the next operator that we have is the NOT operator. The NOT operator is will give you the exact opposite of what the condition should have been. So for example, when I say A or B and I apply the NOT condition upon it, then what would happen is even though my output is true here, the NOT operator is going to negate it. So we're going to get the value of false. Okay. So if that would be the case, let's see how it works. So if I write not A or B, we get the value of false. So here we have A or B was true. I could also would have, if we simply write what has happened, we can if we say not true, we get the answer as false. That's the exact thing has happened. That's because A or B have we have the final output to be true, and not true was actually coming out to be false. Similarly, if I apply not on this condition, so if I say not and open parenthesis and let me copy this out. We get the answer to be true. One thing you have to always make sure is you have to give the parentheses in the right places. Otherwise, you're going to confuse Python. Okay. You must have observed now that whenever we write conditions here, I'm always making it crystal clear to Python as to what has to be checked first. That is the reason we need the order of operations, and we have to give clarity to Python as to what we want to check. Otherwise, what would happen is Python would get confused, or you might get some other answer which you weren't expecting. Okay, so these are the logical operators that are present in Python, and this is what I have for you guys in this video. Thank you.